José Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Realonda was born on June 19, 1861. He was born in Calamba, Laguna, Philippines. His parents were Francisco Mercado and Teodora Alonso.
My family calls me Pepe. I love reading and learning new things.
José, or Pepe as his family called him, was a gifted child. He excelled in his studies. He loved reading and had a thirst for knowledge.
Jose, you have such a talent for writing and painting. Keep nurturing these gifts.
Even as a young boy, Rizal showed artistic talent. He wrote poems and stories. He also enjoyed painting and sculpting. Rizal's mother played a key role in his early education. She taught him to read and instilled in him a love for learning.
We must give Jose the best education we can. He has so much potential.
His parents recognized his potential and provided him with the best education they could afford. Rizal's intelligence was evident from a young age. He learned Spanish quickly. He also studied Latin and Greek. He attended the Ateneo Municipal de Manila. He graduated with honors in 1877. He then studied at the University of Santo Tomas, pursuing medicine and philosophy. In 1882, Rizal traveled to Spain. He continued his studies in Madrid.
I am determined to learn as much as I can. Education is the key to our nation's freedom.
He earned a degree in medicine. He also studied philosophy and letters. While in Europe, Rizal became active in advocating for reforms in the Philippines. He wrote articles and essays. These writings exposed the injustices suffered by Filipinos under Spanish rule.
We must fight for our rights. Our people deserve to live in freedom and dignity.
He joined organizations of Filipino students and intellectuals. They shared the same goal of freedom for their homeland. Rizal's travels took him to different countries in Europe. He observed different cultures and societies. He was impressed by the freedoms enjoyed in these countries. This fueled his desire for the same freedoms for his own people.
Through my writings and speeches, I will call for reforms. We need education, equal rights, and an end to oppression.
Through his writings and speeches, Rizal called for reforms. He wanted education, equal rights, and an end to oppression. In 1887, Rizal published his first novel, Touch Me Not. This book was a scathing critique of Spanish colonialism. It exposed the abuses of the friars and the corruption in the government.
The story of Juan Crisostomo Ibarra must be told. Our people need to see the truth.
The novel follows the story of Juan Crisostomo Ibarra. Ibarra is a young Filipino who returns home after studying in Europe. He is determined to make a difference in his community, but he faces opposition from the friars who see him as a threat.
Will awaken the Filipino consciousness. It is time for change.
Had a profound impact on the Philippines. It awakened the Filipino consciousness. The novel's realistic portrayal of Philippine society resonated with many Filipinos. It exposed the injustices they endured. It ignited a sense of national identity and a desire for change. In 1891, Rizal published his second novel, The Reign of Greed. This sequel, too, was a darker and more radical novel. It depicted the growing discontent among Filipinos and hinted at the possibility of a revolution.
Follows the story of Simun, a mysterious jeweler who is revealed to be Ibarra in disguise. 13 years after the events of, Ibarra returns to the Philippines, seeking revenge against those who wronged him and his loved ones. He plots to overthrow the Spanish government and uses his wealth and influence to incite rebellion.
Rizal's novels had a powerful impact. They exposed the ills of Spanish colonialism, gave voice to the aspirations of Filipinos, and inspired a generation to fight for freedom. Rizal's writings angered the Spanish authorities. He was labeled a subversive and a threat to the colonial government. In 1892, he returned to the Philippines, believing he could work for reforms peacefully.
However, he was immediately arrested upon his arrival. He was accused of sedition and rebellion and imprisoned in Fort Santiago in Manila. Despite a lack of evidence, he was found guilty by a Spanish military court.
On December 30th, 1896, José Rizal was executed by firing squad at Bagumbayan Field, now known as Rizal Park. His death sparked outrage among Filipinos and fueled the flames of revolution.
The Katipunan, a secret revolutionary society, had already been formed. They were inspired by Rizal's ideas.
José Rizal's life and works have left an enduring legacy on the Philippines. He is considered the national hero of the Philippines, honored for his patriotism, intellect, and courage.
Rizal's writings are still studied in schools today. They continue to inspire generations of Filipinos. His message of peaceful resistance and love for one's country remains relevant.
He is remembered for his advocacy for education, believing it was the key to progress. José Rizal's life was cut short, but his legacy continues to inspire. He is a symbol of Filipino nationalism and a testament to the power of ideas to change the world.
His life and works serve as a reminder that freedom is worth fighting for. They also remind us that it is through education, compassion, and unwavering love for one's country that true change can be achieved.